All right, the other bets in my account this week, fellas, just to kind of run through, I have the Jags in the account at a pick'em. It is now sitting 1.5. That's insignificant. You could still put the Jags in your account over the Texans. I think we are just getting the absolute high here on the Texans. And get it, they've been a fine story. They've been great. This is a step up against this Jags team. And I know everyone wants to just continue to doubt this Jags team over and over and over and over and over again. It's a good defense, a good offense. It's just not elite. And so when they play the elite teams, yeah, the Niners, teams like that, they're going to beat them down. But this is not an elite team. And people forget, just because as good as Stroud has been playing, that this Texans defense is actually still bottom half defense in pretty much everything out there. I think the Jags here at anything under a field goal is something that I would be willing to put into my account. I also have a YOLO plus 1.5 ticket on Cincinnati over the Steelers in my account. I don't know anything about Browning, but I know everything about the Steelers. And so you're going to give me the Steelers as a favorite on the road. I'll take the points with any team because the Steelers can't do anything on the offensive side of the ball. I don't care if they did fire Matt Canada. I don't think that gets remedied here in a week with what's going on with that offense. And the only other bet in my account, I have an expensive 3 on the Eagles at home against the Bills. I think that is a gift. People just continue to doubt this Eagles team over and over and over again. All they do is continue to figure out how to go out and win football games. Now they get a step down in competition at home, and it's going to be the Bills. I think that the Eagles at 3 is a good bet as well. Steven, anything else that you have in your account this week?
Sure. I'll start with giving the counterpoint on the Eagles-Buffalo game because we're going heads up on this one. And this is the last time I'm going to try and fade the Eagles because I've tried it 2 consecutive weeks. I admittedly have been wrong about both of them. So here we go again. I'm taking the 3.5 on Buffalo. Really, the handicap comes down to the fact that I think I'm getting the superior offense in this game and 3.5 points. I admit that the Buffalo secondary is a mash unit right now. They are down even more players. It's dire on that side of the ball, but I do think that if the Bills clean up what they've done with turnovers, they still continue to be one of, if not the most efficient offenses in the NFL, far more efficient than what we've seen with the Philadelphia Eagles here over the past couple of weeks. So I guess I'm going down with the ship here, trying to fade the Philadelphia Eagles for one more week. Other bets that stood out to me this week. There are 2 road dogs here, the Cleveland Browns at Denver and also the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Indianapolis. There's still 2.5s available on both of those games. Cleveland's starting to get some money, so get under there. But these spreads, if you take away home field advantage, are basically implying that the Colts are a little bit better or on the same level as the Bucs, and the Broncos are a little bit better or on the same level as the Browns. I'm not ready to say that yet. I'm not there yet. I still like the Bucs and the Browns better than their opponents this week. So I think those both set up for really solid teaser legs. And if there's ever a chance either of those get to 3, it looks unlikely, but if they ever did, that would be an auto bet for me. So I'll just use them as teaser legs this week for the Sunday matchups. And haven't dug into it yet. Keep an eye out for early next week in the Discord, top right-hand corner of thelines.com. You can find the Discord button to join. I might be taking the 3.5 with the Bears on the road against Minnesota on Monday Night Football here. You know, we've talked about the turnover-worthy plays with Josh Dobbs. We talked about the Bears defense being greatly improved after what we saw the first month of the season when they were missing some bodies. I think with Justin Fields back and how difficult it is to defend an offense that has a rushing quarterback where you can get an extra blocker in there when the quarterback is taking direct snaps and running the ball. I think we saw last week how hard that is to defend. I don't think they're going to win the game. I don't ever want to bet on Matt Eberflus to win a game, but I thought getting the hook here with the Bears was a pretty solid look here for Monday Night Football as well.
Adam, we have talked about the Thursday games. We've talked about the Black Friday game. What other bets in your account here in week number 12?
I will go along with what Steven said about the 2 games that he mentioned, Tampa and Indy and Cleveland and Denver. I like teaser legs in both situations. I will talk for a second about both Cleveland and Tampa Bay. I don't understand what it is about Tampa that people are having trouble respecting in a game like this. This ain't San Francisco on the other side of the ball. And look, guys, the Tampa offense has been decent this year. Baker Mayfield has been decent this year. He has been a middle-of-the-pack quarterback. Gardner Minshew has not been a middle-of-the-pack quarterback. You might have the wrong team favored overall here. I don't think you can look at what's going on
I agree
with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and deny the fact that this is a team that has the ability to not only beat a bad team like Indianapolis, but to run out a little bit on a bad team like Indianapolis. So if you want a little safety and security, I would play it as a teaser. But I think Tampa money line is fine. I think Tampa -2.5 is fine. And I would say the same about Cleveland. We have a respect for Denver here that to me is misplaced. That game last week was an Alexander Madison fumble away from Minnesota running it up against Denver. And the Denver Broncos made some plays on defense. And look, they've made some plays on defense in multiple weeks here. Against Kansas City, they did it. Against Buffalo, they did it. Against Minnesota, they did it. And I think the common thread in all of those games is that they're games in which they were pretty fortunate to get out with the outcomes that they did, with the exception of the fact that Patrick Mahomes was sick and was not Patrick Mahomes. So that said, I think both of those teams require a little bit of a look, because the Cleveland Browns offensively last week with Dorian Thompson-Robinson weren't great. But again, I don't think they're going to have to be great in a game like this against Denver. I would look at Tampa and Cleveland in the same manner. The other thing that I would do in terms of games this week is I think the Atlanta-New Orleans total is running way, way high for where these offenses are right now. Derek Carr is not good and hurt. Atlanta can't figure out who they want to play quarterback. I don't know how this total's in the low 40s. I can't really figure that out. And to me, that would be a look toward the under in a game that I think 17-14 is a likely realistic outcome.
Guys, by the time you watch this, don't know, maybe this has already been out there, but since we're recording this and it's coming through live, I think we would all just get a chuckle together on this. Mac Jones approaching the podium after practice today, asked by a reporter, "Are you starting on Sunday?" To which Mac Jones says, "I hope so." He says, "I hope so."
Zappy's been taking second string reps in the drills for what that's worth. So
I hope so, he says. I hope so.
I just want to be on that field against Tommy DeVito.
I hope so.
People want to lay 3.5 with the Patriots or 3 with the Patriots this week. Like listen, I know it's DeVito. I'm not betting the Patriots to win by 4 or more any week rest of the season.
Yeah, no, that would never happen. Guys, appreciate you being with us here on this holiday week. Hopefully you got some good insight into those holiday games. And just again, we're coming to you really early in the week, so we want to make sure we're giving you the best information. That's one of the things we really do pride ourselves here on this. So that's why we kind of just went through the bets that are already in our account, but can't really dig deep in this stuff right now without knowing what's going on at practice and further information that comes out throughout the course of the week. So as Steven said, he'll be over in the Discord. I will pop into the Discord as well if anything changes between now and the weekend, as well as as to what's in the betting card. Have a happy holiday week with you and yours out there. And thank you for supporting us here on this channel. For Adam, for Steven, good luck on all your week 12 bets.